Hi everyone, how's everyone doing? So you've probably seen a number of videos about this topic on my channel if you've been following, and because I do specialise in this area of depression and I've also had personal experience with family and friends who've struggled with depression, I just thought I'd make this video today that might be useful for someone. So sometimes people will say that they're depressed or say that they have depression, but some of the time it could be that, but it's not always the case. So every single person will have periods of low moods throughout their life, and that will be for lots of reasons. It could be hormonal, it could be because you've experienced a negative event, it could just be some days you're just not feeling it, you're just feeling low and you don't really know the reason. So sometimes it's good to either speak to a doctor or a medical practitioner, but not everyone's comfortable with that. So there are lots of resources and information out there for people where there are similar common signs that might indicate that you may have depression. I think self-diagnosing isn't always the best way. And also just listening to what your friends, family or whoever says, I think you're depressed type thing. It's better to either get it checked out by a medical professional or you can do your own research and you might come to that conclusion. So here are some common signs. These are not all the signs, but these are quite common signs that you may have depression. The first one is to withdraw and isolate yourself from others. So there's a difference between some, like me, I work a lot, but also I don't mind being in my own company, but I do like to spend time with family. So at a weekend I might go off, which I've just done, and spend a bit of time with family. When it's my days off work, I'll definitely go and spend time with family. I'll keep communication with them. There would never be a period of time where my family wouldn't have heard from me like every single day, or I wouldn't see them, and same as with friends. But if you're withdrawing and isolating where you are literally just withdrawing yourself from everyone, or your family and friends don't hear from you at all, or every time they're suggesting something, you make an excuse to not see them, or cancelling a lot of the times as well, saying you're going to do something, cancelling, that could be a sign of depression, because someone who's got depression will find it really difficult to be around other people because it would just feel like it's too much energy. And rather than them saying, you know, I'm depressed or I don't want to bring the mood down, that's how people think it's not the case, they just won't go or they'll just withdraw. So that's one thing. And also all of these things I'm mentioning are things that would happen over a period of time. So if you have one day where you're just withdrawing from people, then that's not something you'd look as an indicator. But if it's like a long period of time, then you may look into it. The second one is your inability to manage your moods and emotions. So if someone, you know, we're not robots, so we're always going to have like periods of time where we're struggling with certain emotions. We might feel sad because something has happened. We might just feel lethargic or just a bit angry, frustrated, irritated. You can feel all of those things. But if someone is just all of a sudden they feel quite tearful a lot of the time, that comes up quite a lot with people who are depressed. They just start crying and they don't know why they feel that sad, or they're just getting angry or irritated over small things which didn't used to bother them at all. That can be a sign of depression. And the reason for that is because with depression, there's two sides to it. So medical depression is an imbalance within your brain. So that's why you get antidepressants, because it stabilizes that. So when you're feeling low, if you've got depression, it's not just you're feeling low and then you can become rational. It's why people become sometimes suicidal, because the thoughts become more and more irrational and everything is exaggerated. So it's really important that if you're going through a period of time where your emotions are just up and down for a long period of time, but you have really severe lows and then you don't have any ups at all, then it is worth speaking to your doctor about that. The other one is just feeling unmotivated, things that you used to be enjoy or look forward to. So say if someone would regularly go to the gym, but all of a sudden they can't face the gym anymore, or if they just used to watch a program or read a book and it would bring them lots of joy, or they'd be laughing, you can view this as being similar to the inability to manage your emotions. So if you're just detached and you are no longer engaging with life at all, on some levels, it could mean you're depressed. And what that would mean is you've just shut off from everything because you've been overwhelmed. You're just not able to laugh at anything. You're not able to engage with anything. You're just there. So some people have described it as being that they're existing, but they're not really living. They're going to these parties, they're being around people, but they're not fully engaged with it. It's like a numb feeling, people have said, who've had depression. So that is something definitely to look out for. The other thing is sleeping too much or not sleeping enough. Now, restless sleep can happen again to most people. We're not always going to get 8 hours of sleep or a full night's sleep. We might be restless. But if you are struggling with a lot of periods of like just not being able to sleep, it could also be stress as well. Stress and depression sometimes cause a lack of sleep. But also if you're sleeping too much, that's one that sometimes people don't always identify as being an issue. So, but if someone is sleeping really long hours, you know, I mean, they're getting up at like 2 in the afternoon and then they're going to bed and then they're sleeping for like 12 to 15 hours or 10 hours even. It's not that it's a problem, but if that, on top of all the other things, but also if you're doing that because you don't want to wake up because you feel you've got nothing to wake up for, or you're just not motivated to wake up, you literally can't get out of bed, then that's completely different from catching up with sleep and just having extra time in bed. So there's a difference there. Same as with any of these things, it's about context. The other one is just no effort or with your appearance or your hygiene or anything that used to be something that you would do. So when I've worked with clients, one of the things that we work on with depressed clients is encouraging them, same as with people with low self-esteem as well. Even if you're not going anywhere, make it a number one thing for you. Don't stay in your pajamas and things and in your dressing gown. It's psychological. It's psychological. You can be going nowhere at all and you spend the whole day in, but if you're in your I mean, even that's not even the main thing, but if you are just in your pajamas or your dressing gown, it's how you feel. You feel differently to if you get up, get a shower, get dressed. You just feel different. But also on top of that, if someone used to like do their hair or do their makeup or even shave or just, it's something about you caring about yourself enough to say that even though I'm struggling with my emotions, it's important for me to like shave my beard, it's important for me to do my hair, it's important for me to get my nails done. It doesn't even have to be going out and doing the self-care side of things, but just your presentation, because that is something that's going to help you. All these getting help with all of these things means that it can get you back to you. So if everyone used to see you as someone that would always present yourself in a specific way, you're not doing it for other people, you're doing it for yourself, because you'll know that you don't feel good when you've not like washed your hair, or you don't feel good when you haven't put on like the best outfit you used to wear. You're presenting yourself in a different way and it's going to affect how you feel. And the final one is just a lack of interest overall or joy in most things. So we can't always be enthusiastic about life and just be positive and just be unrealistic about everything that's happening around us. But if you notice someone around you, or if you're that person who generally just has no interest in anything, you've got no passion for anything anymore, you're not engaging with anything, you just very indifferent to most things, then that could be depression. That's another sign that gets lost a lot. It doesn't mean you have to be opinionated, it doesn't mean you have to be someone that knows everything that's going on or that sort of thing, but it's something I would look out for. If I had a friend or a family who usually they're quite passionate, they've got lots to say, they're engaged in lots of activities, they're always the soul of the party, all of a sudden if their personality changed and they were just withdrawn, they were just, I don't know about everything, they were just like, blah in the middle, that would make me think, is something going on there? So it is a sign, but it's not, none of these things are on their own, they're all in conjunction with each other. So it's always good to figure out, or to maybe consider whether you might be depressed if you're experiencing some of these symptoms over a long period of time. Never be fearful of going to speak to your doctor, but if you're not comfortable doing that, do your own research and then make a decision about what you would like to do. It could be speak to a counsellor, it could be put an action plan in place for yourself. So I hope you found this useful. If you have, feel free to share this with other people. Also feel free to leave your comments, let me know what you think, and I'll speak to you all soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.